Okay, so yesterday's video got so many views on Instagram. YouTube was a bit of a disaster, which is fine. But I thought, let me make more videos. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to do a video now discussing sympatric speciation. And then at the end, maybe you can comment on this video and tell me what you would possibly like me to do a video on. And I'll do another video if I have time today, because tomorrow is a big exam, even though it's only in one section. I think it is a little bit daunting, and people don't always feel so prepared for this particular paper. Okay, so the lessons on sympatric speciation. Guys, you have all done allopatric, and I think allopatric is generally better understood. The idea that there is a geographic barrier separating two populations, and that there is no gene flow. Just be careful. Sometimes it's reduced gene flow, like there might be a little bit, but very minimal gene flow, and therefore because there's no gene flow, and because there are different selection pressures in the different places, speciation or evolution, which can result in the evolution of new species, occurs. But sympatric speciation is definitely a bit more complicated and a little bit less easy, I suppose, to understand. So sympatric speciation occurs when they are all in one place. They are all in one habitat. They all inhabit the same area. But they have what's called niche specialization, or they have something else that's called reproductive isolation. So let's discuss these two concepts. So really what's happening here is that you can think about it like cliques. Okay, you're at school and you've got the popular clique, and you've got the nerdy clique, my favorite clique. Then you've got the other clique. Okay, you've got all these groups of students, and they don't really relate to each other, and they don't really interact with each other. Okay, maybe you're at a school where there isn't that, but I was at school in the 1990s, and there was definitely that, because I'm that old. Okay, so that is what sympatric speciation is. So let's discuss the example of the cichlid fish. So the cichlid fish in Lake Malawi, there was one ancestral species, and now there are thousands or many different species. So it started off with some of the fish like to live near the top of the lake, and other fish like to live at the bottom of the lake, and some like to live in the rocky areas, and some like to live in the sandy areas. And the ones that lived in the top only reproduced with the others that lived at the top. They're like, you bottom dwellers, no, sorry, you're not for me. I don't particularly like you. You live on the bottom. We like to live on the top. We are cliquey. We don't like you. We're not going to reproduce with you. And so on and so forth. So the ones that lived by the rock only reproduced the ones by the rock, and they weren't interested in any of the others. So the cliques stuck together, and they only reproduced with others in their cliques, okay, or in their area. And the same thing with food. So the food that they ate also led to speciation. So some ate algae, some ate shrimp, some ate other fish, and the ones that ate algae only reproduced with the others that ate algae. They're like, you smell of fish. I don't want to reproduce with you. You are not attractive to me. I only like to reproduce with other algae eaters. And that is how more niche specialization resulted in more speciation occurring. So in a nutshell, if you put all of these concepts together, because I really want you to understand this as a whole concept, is they all lived in the same area. But because they either chose to live in different parts of the habitat, or they only ate certain foods, they only reproduced with others that lived in the same habitat, or that ate the same food as them. And there was a third one. That was, I'm sure there were more than three, but we'll stick with 3 for today. And the third one was also mate preference. So it's like, I only like guys who are blue and colorful. And another person was like, oh, I only like guys that are red and dull. Okay? And so females are called female choice. Females chose males based on their coloration, whether they were bright, whether they were dull, whether they had blue coloring, or whether they had red coloring. And that's another level of that led to speciation. And that would be reproductive isolation. They're only reproducing with certain individuals. So that is speciation. They're in the same, or sympatric speciation. They're in the same area, and they even though they can all exist in the top and the bottom and eat all the different things, they don't. They specialize to the different niches. This is also really important because it reduces competition, because they're not only all eating algae or all eating shrimp, they're eating different things, so it leads to reduced competition, which also leads to increased survival, and they occupy these different niches, which lead to sympatric speciation. So I hope that helps you understand that specific concept better. Just also be careful that if initially they are isolated by a geographic barrier, initially there's the lake or the river or the mountain or something that separates them, it will always be allopatric. Even if at a later stage they come together, the fact that they were geographically isolated in the beginning means it was allopatric and not sympatric. Please write questions or write in the comment section if there's any other sections that you would like me to go through today. I will have some time to do a few short videos, and I'm hoping that I can help you even more for your exam tomorrow. Okay, good luck.